This is Dustin with New Game Plus, and I've been wanting to do this since I saw this released at E3 just a couple of days ago. I know I'm a little late in the game, like you gotta get on this thing right away. Oh man! But I haven't sat down and actually given my thoughts, so I want to share my thoughts with the Final Fantasy Remake kind of E3 presentation. This is the full like 20-minute thing, so the video should be approximately, I don't know, 25-30 minutes, depending on how much commentary I give. I do want to pause a few times and kind of just commentate throughout. I know this is a big deal for me. Huge Final Fantasy VII fan, have been for a long time. It was the first game that got me into video games, first game that got me into RPGs, first game that introduced me to the Final Fantasy series, and fallen in love ever since. Have gone in deep on this game and this series, but Final Fantasy VII always holds a special place in my heart. So here we have, right away at the beginning, you had the intro the start screen with kind of start, continue, and then remake, and that's what we're seeing now. And it's kind of really the exact same introduction with a amped up music and obviously graphic style as the intro to Final Fantasy VII itself. And there she is, Aerith, which I'm gonna have to struggle to call her because it was Eris growing up. Although I've seen this a couple of times, it's still somewhat new to me, so you're gonna see real genuine joy on my face. This is the beginning scenes. Does a flip off and fights the first few soldiers. You see those Mako eyes? I would say that's a pretty good start.
Yoshinori Kitase, producer, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
So far though, we had seen kind of all that, maybe not those exact scenes, but we had seen the new character models, we had heard some of the music, beautiful as always, just upgraded from the original. I understand. Yes.
22年間の時を経て、あのキャラクターたちが非常に美しく、さらに魅力的になって帰ってきました。
I am very happy to be able to introduce this long-beloved title once again. After 22 years, the familiar characters we love have returned while becoming more beautiful and captivating than ever before.
今まで応援し続けてくださっているファンの皆さん、長年のサポートありがとうございます。大変お待たせいたしました。新たなる冒険へと共に踏み出すことを非常に楽しみにしております。
To our longtime fans, we thank you for your support and patience over these years, and we look forward to embarking on this journey together.
Over these years, I don't know when they first announced Final Fantasy Remake, but it's been a long time. I still hesitate to believe that it's coming out. I know that it's at E3. I know that we're seeing multiple things. I know that they've even given us a date, which we'll see here just in a little bit, 03/03/2020, but I'm not going to believe it until it's actually in my hands.
FF7 をリメイクするにあたって、ファイナルファンタジー7の世界観やキャラクターたちをより深く今回は描いております。ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクプロジェクトの最初の作品となる本作では、ミッドガルのストーリーを広大にかつ緻密に語っております。またゲームデザインも今作用に最適化しておりまして、ブルーレイ2枚組相当のボリュームを見込んでおります。一本の独立したゲームとして十分期待に応える作品になっております。
Yeah.
Remaking Final Fantasy VII has allowed us to dive much deeper into the world and its characters than ever before. The game design was optimized for this title as well, and we anticipate 2 Blu-ray discs worth of gameplay content.
2 Blu-ray discs worth of gameplay content. I don't know exactly what they're communicating there. As most of you know, if you're watching this video, you probably know already that we were originally talking about different parts to this game that is going to be released in episodes, episodic. So I don't know if that means 2 different episodes, a part 1 and a part 2. I don't even know if this has been like fully confirmed yet. In fact, in all of this presentation, they don't really say anything about it being episodic anymore, although I really think that's the way that they're going with this. I don't think they're going to change their mind on that. And the majority of actually everything that we see here is still in Midgar. I think what she's meaning by this is that they've expanded Midgar part 1 of the episode into 2 discs worth of content. That they've expanded Midgar, that part of the story, much more, been able to delve more into the characters, more into the story, because of the advancement in technology and everything, that they can fit, that there's so much of that, and that is part 1. That's my guess. We'll see.
The first game in this project expands on the story of Midgar and is such an elaborate retelling that it has...
Wait.
The first game in this project expands...
The first game in this project. That's pretty clear episodic. They're still not coming out and saying it though, but that's the first game in this project. Interesting.
On the story of Midgar.
So that's what we're going to get 03/03/2020.
That it has become a solid standalone game in its own right.
Also, I kind of like that. I'm fine with episodic, and I'm especially fine with the expansion of the story and the characters.
Through the content we are about to unveil today, and through all that we have yet to unveil, we will not disappoint your expectations.
You can't make those promises, but...
Final Fantasy VII you know is near.
それと同時にですね、当時を知らないゲームファンの方は、全く新しいね、ファイナルファンタジーと出会うことになります。
To newcomers who never played the original, we present to you a completely new Final Fantasy and a perfect starting point to explore the world of Final Fantasy VII.
They said something similar when Final Fantasy 15 came out, saying that it was a perfect game for new and longtime fans alike, and they were completely right on that. I don't know if I want them to do that with Final Fantasy 7, but it's a company and they want to make money, and so they want to make it as wide as possible of who can come in on this thing. And so I'm okay with that as long as they don't detract from the hardcore fans. So this is going to sound super pretentious, and it's okay. I only do it for a few things, and Final Fantasy VII is one of them. I know the story, and I know the characters. If we can have that, even expand on that, that's fine. But if we still have that, and then the gameplay's fun and whatever, then I don't even need every single location, side quest, element, weapon, item, materia of the original. I would love all that, but if you give us some of the key major story parts and let us play in that world for a little bit longer in a new way, then I'll be fine with that. I don't know if all of your longtime fans are going to say some of the same things. They might. I don't want an exact copy of the original game. We've got that and it's beautiful. Give me something different, and I think that's where they're going with this. I just don't know what fully that entails.
Please welcome Neil Pabone, Senior Manager, Product Marketing, Square Enix.
Neil Pabone. What music is this? I like that, but that's not an original on the
So, Neil is here
on the original soundtrack.
And walk you through gameplay.
Thank you, Kitase-san.
Welcome, Neil.
All right, everyone. Let's mosey.
A lot of people didn't know what that means. That is an actual statement from Cloud. I'm not even. You weren't even saying that part. You were just focused on me. Sorry, I'm new to all of this. But Neil just said, "Let's mosey," and people are like, "What?" That's what Cloud said. When does he say it in the game? Near the beginning? No? I don't know, but it is a statement that Cloud says. Let's go back to where you can actually see. Nothing's really happened. Except there's Neil.
Gameplay system that merges real-time action with strategic command-based combat. For starters, each press of the square button is a swing of Cloud's Buster Sword.
That's Final Fantasy 15.
Attacks, dodges, and blocks all in real time. His standard attacks do some damage, but they barely scratch the surface of Cloud's true potential.
That Buster Sword looks so good. Oh, I love those little signs up there. You see Sector 8, Sector 5? Sector 8 looks like it's either late or down.
And slash it. Cloud needs to be tactical. He needs a
This was the first reveal that there's going to be ATB in the game, and that is absolutely nuts. I didn't expect it. No one expected it. It's a totally different look on ATB, but if you can see down, so I know that I'm covering, on the left-hand side, you've got a triangle, square, and X. The triangle is Punisher mode, the square is attack, and then the X is the commands menu. And then on the right, I don't know why... Hold on, get out of there. There. And then on the right, oh my gosh, is Cloud's little name bar with his health, his MP, which of course is magic points, his limit break gauge, and then his ATB. So all the things you see in the original Final Fantasy VII, and they're about to explain the ATB. Right now, at the top left, you've got guard, command, shortcuts, lock on, health and healing in the right, and we're fighting security officers. This is probably near the beginning of the game, I would imagine.
Bars are displayed in the lower right. These fill up
But he's got a lot of health.
time, but fill much faster as
So this might be in or on the way to Shinra, maybe? Shinra headquarters? There's stairs right there. I know those aren't the only stairs.
Cloud lands, standard attack.
This is probably... I don't know. I mean, might be in the train station right there.
Once an ATB bar is full,
Yeah,
you
it's
can
still
enter
train station, I guess.
tactical mode, where time
Tactical
goes to a crawl,
mode.
and you have the opportunity to choose actions from the command menu.
All right, so a lot of people are excited about this. Like, this is the way that they're using the ATB. It kind of just doesn't compute in my head, but I would imagine it's going to be good. I'm assuming you don't have to pause and freeze the game, but you can. And when you do, you can use your magic, special abilities, or items.
Katase-san, I've had the pleasure of seeing quite a bit of the game, but tactical mode never gets old for me. I could just sit here all day long and watch this beautiful slow motion action.
It is slow motion. They're still moving. If you notice, let me take it back just a tad. You'll see that the guard, that his leg is still moving. I thought it was like frozen, but yeah, they're still moving a little bit.
All day long and watch this beautiful slow motion action.
観客の皆さんはね、おそらくね、他の部分ももう少し見たいのではないかと思いますが、皆さんいかが
All right, but what?
I think the audience would like to see more. Isn't that right, everyone?
Yeah, I want to know what that looks like when you what abilities do you have?
Yeah?
Well, once in tactical mode, you can choose to perform various abilities, such as Cloud's Braver attack.
Hold on, we got to go back.
Fair enough. Good point. Good point.
Yeah?
Well, once in tactical mode, you can choose to perform various abilities.
All right, so we've got Braver and Focused Thrust. Oh, we've got a little text explanation. Jump into the air and strike your foe with a powerful attack. That's Braver, which I think that's his first limit break. And Focused Thrust, that's a new
Such as
thing.
Cloud's Braver attack.
Ooh, that was
Using an
nice.
item in battle will
I think it
deplete
did
the
AoE
HP
as well.
charge, and if Cloud has the right materia equipped and enough
I don't think all equipped materia is actually going to go in the weapon slots, although that's super cool because there actually are weapon slots and armor slots in Final Fantasy VII. I think that is a particular materia that was gifted to him, and I'll show you what I mean later.
MP, he can use ATB charges to cast spells.
There's
Of course,
fire.
This being a remake, we're sure to see some familiar faces.
So I like Barrett's model, and I like his voice. They put shades on him. I don't know why they don't want us to see his eyes, but I'm okay with that.
With the use of his iconic gun arm, Barrett is able to target enemies at a distance. Barrett's standard attacks generate ATB charges.
All right. Issue commands to allies, switch characters, which you can in battle, just like Final Fantasy 15. Evade, guard command, lock on. All right, so we've got Cloud and Barrett in here. Barrett, oh no, are we? Yeah, we're on Barrett right now, and he's got an overcharge ability instead of whatever Cloud had as his triangle.
Similar to Cloud, but his abilities are entirely
Steel Skin and Focused Shot is currently his abilities here. Focused Shot might have been in Final Fantasy VII. Steel Skin most certainly not.
different. Switching between characters in combat is done with a single button press, which makes rotating through party members.
I know that people are not going to like that. I'm going to back it up. Look, just watch. You can't see it, but I hate this. But in the bottom left, you've got the attack button there, and it's just being smashed. Like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Characters in combat is done with a single button press, which makes rotating through party members a snap. Speaking of other party members, Katase-san, when are we going to see Tifa in action?
Maybe soon.
All right.
When I was watching this live, I freaked out because I've been waiting for a Tifa reveal. And we've seen her name in some of the previous footage, but we never saw her character model in places that she should have been. So I was freaking out. I didn't understand where she was. And then they said that. I missed his response because I was too excited. But then shortly we're blessed. So we'll continue.
Will continue to fight even when you're not controlling them directly, but it's up to you to choose how and when ATB charges are used.
Again, that's a lot like Final Fantasy 15. I think it's somewhat of a combination between Final Fantasy 15 and Crisis Core, which was a part of the Final Fantasy VII kind of saga.
You can maximize your effectiveness by switching between characters or issuing.
It's really cool.
commands
Oh, and
to
he's staggered.
characters with full ATB bars. Every enemy has a focus gauge that fills up as you do damage. When the gauge is full, the enemy becomes staggered, and you'll deal bonus
Is that in
damage.
Final Fantasy X? No, that's Final Fantasy 15 also.
Selections from the original Final Fantasy VII and allow
All right, so he's just got fire as a spell right now.
while taking the time to think strategically. For players who prefer fast-paced action, abilities and spells can be bound to shortcuts for immediate execution. Shortcuts make combat extremely dynamic, but the choice of using them is entirely up to you.
So that's going to be, it looks like you're going to hold the L1 bumper or something like that, and then you've got up to four shortcuts. So it's holding L1 plus another button, and you'll be able to use that as a shortcut. Pretty sweet. I'll probably just put like high potions there.
Right, Katase-san?
そうですね、プレイスタイルに合わせて楽しめるゲームになっておりますので、ぜひご期待ください。
That's
Sweeper, okay, so it doesn't look like there's like a conclusion victory screen. Instead, you get a sweeper defeated, 27 experience gained, 15 gil, and you obtained a tuft of Phoenix Down.
right. The game has been made so that you can choose how to play. I hope players get excited about this.
That's focus thrust, by the way. First time we saw
Well,
that.
that's a brief introduction to combat in Final
So it
Fantasy
keeps you in
VII
battle.
Remake, and we look forward to showing you a whole lot more.
I like that. I like that.
Now, let's see how Cloud and Barrett do against a more formidable foe.
Okay, so this is in the second, I believe that this is in the second reactor that you have to blow up and you get in a lot of trouble, right? And that's, no, is the first one's Guard Scorpion, the second one is Air Buster. Which one is this? Guard Scorpion, I remember. Okay, so this is the first one. I like that, by the way. Barrett said, you double crossing. I don't know if you get that. You don't get that line, I don't think. And they don't give that full impression. But in this game, they're building out that Barrett does not trust Cloud, the mercenary, which you get in Final Fantasy VII, the original. But they're going to build that out a lot more in the remake. He's got his gun trained on Cloud in that moment. Typical Barrett. Now, this Guard Scorpion battle is very different.
It's got reinforced armor plating, but the internals can be overloaded. Lightning magic.
So those attack damages are very weak. This is your first boss battle, so that's probably why Cloud and Barrett are talking out a little bit more than what, and like giving heavy hints. Oh, lightning damage is probably going to be good here. But your physical attacks do very limited damage, as you just saw, and you will continue to see. Hopefully they use lightning. I don't remember fully. Barrett's doing like 1s and 2s. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Cloud's still attacking now that you're in control of Barrett.
It's on you.
So I think I understand this. So as Cloud, you're not going to be able to see it there, but you've got Punisher mode and attack. I think attack is going to be your quick hits and your jabs, and your Punisher mode is just another kind of swing, and it's just slower, maybe more damage is what it looks like.
It's on you.
Unless I've got that switched. So now Cloud's blocking. I don't know if that's automatic, and Barrett, oh, he's got Thunder. Woo! 422 damage compared to 1s and 2s. So you get cinematics in battles, which, awesome.
A barrier? Never seen this defense system before.
even those abilities that the Scorpion Sentinel is doing are, even that scan, all of that is comparable. All of that is near identical, maybe slightly different name, slightly different look than the original. I'm all for this boss battle because they stayed true to the original while amping it up to 11, and it's working for me. What did he just use? I want to back up just a few seconds. So it looks like Scorpion Sentinel's got Cloud in his hand, but you've got Barret, and he's going to choose Focus Shot. All right, he chooses Focus Shot out of his quick menu. Oh, there's a weak spot in the back. Barret's going to have to calm down or he's going to annoy me. Shield's disengaged. This boss has a lot of health, by the way. It's just at half, if you noticed. Cloud's almost got his limit break. That's just insane.
Damn it. Need to heal up soon.
Cloud's at 285 health, by the way. Instant potion.
Don't get hit. Take cover behind that debris.
It's insane that you can even take cover. Wait, also, how did Barret just roll?
Don't get hit. Take cover.
So we're Cloud right now. We just switched to I didn't see anything in the like action menu of how he just rolled. I'm sure there's... Well, he just rolled also. So that still skin of Barret's must be like an extra defense thing. That's what it looks like. There's fire on the stage now, by the way. I believe that you can get caught on fire. I think Barret was struggling with fire earlier. And I don't think that's from casting fire. Yeah, I think that's from the boss doing damage to the stage. All right, he's almost dead. Now that repair, I think, is new. Fire in the hole. Oh, whoa, is this a limit break? Yeah. Yeah. If you notice in the bottom right, well, Cloud has his limit break, not Barret. Oh, no, now they both do. Something happened. And he's using fire in the hole on the left leg. You get to choose which part of the enemy you're attacking. You destroyed a left leg on the Scorpion.
Taking over. Going in.
Cross slash. This is a limit break as well. That's the second limit break of Cloud, I believe. So you either start... Maybe that's your first limit break, and Braver is just a part of your normal makeup, is what it's somewhat looking like. Anyways, that's first boss defeated, which are major spoils. It kind of adds to the idea in this one, and I think it's building out the story that the amount of destruction was increased due to this Guard Scorpion or Scorpion Sentinel. And you don't really get that fleshed out in the original. That boss battle is epic though. Cloud and Barret look amazing. I love the tension there. That battle looks really, really, really good. Before we get to some of Sephiroth's music, let me say just a few things about the battle. A couple of the things that were my favorite. One was that there's different phases. You know, the boss has different scenes, right? So like the boss left kind of just standing in front of you and goes to the wall, and then he comes back down, knocks down some building, sets fire to the stage. Like there's different parts to the boss battle. I really like that. 2, I just love, and this is just in the battle system at large, that you can switch between characters at will. 3, back to the stages though, just to add on to that, not only what I said, but he had a weakness at one point, he had a shield, but one, like the reactor or the core, you could especially attack, that you could just move around freely. I liked all of that. That is a near perfect battle if you've got to kind of upgrade the battle system, and I really approve.
Please welcome Tetsuya Nomura, director, Final Fantasy
That's my boy.
VII Remake.
Now, he also directed Final Fantasy VII, and he's back.
Thank you for joining us, Nomura-san. It is an absolute honor to have you here.
That guy.
Katase-san, how do you feel working with Nomura-san once again on Final Fantasy VII Remake?
はい、彼とはですね、原作の FF7 以降、何作もね、一緒にね、その後も仕事はしてるんですけども、今作のようにね、再びね、ディレクション、キャラクターデザイナー、そしてね、ストーリーとね、がっつり組むのはまた久しぶりなのでね、22年前と全く変わらない熱量でね、今作でも取り組んでいる姿を見てね、私も正直ね、喜んでいます。
Since the original Final Fantasy VII, I've worked with him on many titles, but it has been a while since we've actually had him work so heavily on a project like this, from the direction to character design to the story. And I'm really happy to see him working on this title with the same passion that he had 22 years ago.
はい、
野村さん、コメントどうぞ。
はい、今まで結構長い間お待たせしましたが、ずっと応援してくださっているファン
She has a journal as though she's taking notes so she can accurately translate, but I'm pretty confident that her English words are just on the teleprompter as well. I'm sure there's a reason to it, and it's not just looks, and that has nothing to do with Final Fantasy VII.
ファンの皆様、本当にありがとうございました。そしてですね、皆さん今日初めて、プレイ画面を結構長めに見たと思いますが、おそらく想像してたものとは少し違ったんじゃないかなと思っております。
So first and foremost, we wanted to extend our gratitude to those who have been waiting so patiently and have been supporting us for such a long time until now. And also,
Maybe the English isn't up
we've
there.
taken a look at gameplay right now, and we fairly showed you a good bit.
でですね、
We fairly showed you a good bit. That's probably not exact. Why am I being like that? Great job. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for being there to translate.
実際に、
That's the correct response.
触ってみたいですかね。
And I was wondering, do you guys want to actually play the game?
I'm jealous
ということでですね、
that some were able to play
明
it.
日から開催されます E3 のですね、スクエアエニックスブースの方で、セブンリメイク、プレイアブル出展していますので、ぜひ機会のある方は、触れてみてください。
So we actually have playable demo kiosks available at the Square Enix E3 booth. So I hope you have the opportunity.
That guy on the right still cracking me up. I'm just watching that guy. What was his name? Dan? Phil? Jed?
それではですね、最後に、皆さんにご覧いただきたいものがありますの
Dan?
で、ぜひ、昨日はです
Just look at him hanging out over there with his leather jacket.
コンサートの方でショート版のトレーラーを、公開しましたけども、今日はロング版をご用意してますので、ぜひご覧ください。
So finally, there is something that we wanted to show you. Yesterday, we showed you a short version of a trailer at the Final Fantasy VII concert.
This is one of my favorite parts.
Today, we have a longer version.
それではお願いします。
All right, please take a look.
This is also where we get the reveal. Aerith. And by the way, we don't hear it here, but in one of the earlier trailers where you get to hear her voice, maybe you get to hear her voice just a little bit here. Love the little accent, hick kind of accent, which I just love. That is Midgar right there. That's how I always saw it, even when I played the original game, by the way. So what memory does in like fantasy, like childhood fantasy. We've seen that.
Appear to call themselves Avalanche.
All right, I believe this was our first look at Heidegger. We saw him in the full version that they're talking about. He looks very different than what I was expecting, but I'm kind of okay with it. In the original, they kind of portrayed Heidegger as like just this fat oaf of a character, and here he's a lot more like confident. He's still kind of like meaty, but he's kind of a guy that you wouldn't want to mess with. But that's Heidegger, and that's President Shinra. Now, this is not the motorcycle chase scene that you get late in Midgar as you're trying to escape. It looks like this is kind of just underground. Looks like they're going to get caught breaking in at some point and having to get through. That's what my guess is. Because you've got Cloud and you've got Jesse on the back there. Biggs. Oh, no. Yeah, Biggs there by the side on another. And it saw Wedge as well. This is what I'm talking about. That is the materia that I think ends up in Cloud's Buster Sword. I think it's going to have more there. This never happened in the original. I think that they're going to build out a relationship somewhat between Jesse and Cloud, and I think that's kind of cool and tragic. But I don't think it's going to go deep, but I think she's probably going to have a crush on the guy. Handing a piece of materia here. It's probably one of your first materia as well, and you'll get to use it. My guess... So you already have fire, it looked like. Barrett had thunder. Is it your first cure? I'm going to say it's cure. It's green. I'm going to say it's cure. Running through a few of the streets on the train. Don't know what that is.
You think he's a keeper?
Oh my god.
Like that scene, by the way, is straight up from the original. Well, it doesn't look near that good, but it's wonderful.
Y'all gotta look at the bigger picture here. Nothing worth fighting for was ever won without sacrifice.
You have that kind of situation that takes place after the first bomb goes off, before they head back to seventh heaven, Tifa's bar. But they're going to build it out here. You're going to get, I think we're going to get the idea that what they did is pretty bad, that they're not the heroes. I mean, they are eco-terrorists, and they just did something tragic, and it ended up worse than they thought it was going to be, and I think there's going to be that tension that really plays out there.
Help me!
And so what we just saw there is the crossover actually between Harry Potter and Final Fantasy VII. They're bringing in the Dementors, and none of that's true. I don't know what that's about. Aerith sees them, and then when she grabs onto Cloud, he sees them. So I'm guessing it doesn't necessarily have to do with Cloud's Mako or Mako. It has more to do with Aerith's like Cetra connection, like that civilization type stuff. Sephiroth, Genova, I don't know, but she's plagued, and here she is in battle. For the first time, Aerith in battle. She's got Tempest and Attack as her kind of like main abilities. And there she is! I'll tell you this, when I first saw it live, oh man, I yelled, I screamed. Because I love her, man. And then it's just bringing her in with that music at her. Listen to the crowd. That's my reaction, but times 10. And then you get little Marlene, Barrett's daughter.
Have you been a good girl?
Emo Cloud. Cool ear piercing, dude.
I heard you're having second thoughts.
I know we have to think big if we're going to make a difference. But not like this.
Yeah, see, she's doubting it. I like that. That's a weird... This is the only scene that like caught me off guard. Like, look at that. To me, that doesn't look good. And it like took me out of the moment. I'm like, eggs and chips. Okay. And pizza. There really is a pizza sign over there. That's really funny. Tifa's bar. I mean, straight up setup. You'll be able to go down into the basement with the secret entrance over to the right, I would assume.
I feel trapped.
Red eyes, girl. This battle on the train doesn't happen, but it's probably when, yeah, the alarm's going off. They found out someone's on here. So those are like some security drones that found you. Tifa battle for the first time. Oh, so this is pretty late in Disc 1. So this is after Wall Market. This is when you've been sent down into the sewers, and now they're fighting some water-like creatures. I don't remember their names exactly. But they're in other Final Fantasies as well, and they're ugly. Tifa's amazing. They're like Sanghaiyanden? It starts with an S. Alright, well, let's see each of these scenes. I'm going to kind of annoyingly stop it and point out like where they are if I can understand. So that is in actually Shinra headquarters. So is that, you know, you're going to be able to ride out that motorcycle. That all of these are in Shinra headquarters, by the way, different of the floors that you're going through. And like I can, if in Final Fantasy VII, the original, I can take you to the exact floor, like 62, 60, you know, 67, 68, that these floors are. It's pretty amazing that they are able to stay true to that. So that's the sewer boss. And that's her like dolphin kick. I don't remember. Dolphin blow is maybe what her limit break is called. And that's the second. This is the boss in the airbuster, the boss in the second reactor that goes wrong right before Cloud falls through and meets Aerith for the first-ish time. Whoa, 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 whoa! Did you think that you could drop this first time that I'm seeing this? Don't think you can upgrade Cloud's sword without us seeing that. That's the hard edge, by the way. He's no longer carrying the Buster Sword. He's carrying, I believe, what is the hard edge? It looks like the hard edge. They're gonna visibly, well, they're gonna visibly change the weapons, but that's amazing. If I can get the Nell Bat, you're telling me I can get Armageddon? You're telling me I can get Ultima Weapon? Now, in Final Fantasy VII, you don't have armor. Yeah, you do. You do have armor changes. It doesn't, not visibly, of course, and it doesn't look like you're necessarily going to get them visibly here, which I'm completely fine with. Keep it somewhat simplistic. That boss fight looks ridiculous.
You're not real. You're Cloud. I have a favor to ask of you. Run away. You have to leave. You have to live. You bastard! Hold on to that hatred.
Of course, people are speculating there, like what that's all about, because you don't actually see Sephiroth until later in the game. That's not, and that's not a flashback either. I think that's in one of Cloud's kind of like spastic moments as he's kind of losing his mind, and I mean he's gonna have some severe issues from what just happened weeks or months prior. I don't remember the exact timeline there, but before the Final Fantasy VII proper starts, there's some terrible things going on with him, and he's gonna be having some mental issues with that. And as he's doing that, he's obviously going to see Sephiroth. Whether or not that's in his mind or Sephiroth is really messing with him, that's to be determined. Let's just see the end of this real quick. Available worldwide 03/03/2020. Of course, that's not going to be all the episodes, and I don't know when they're going to specify that. Pre-order now. Oh, I got a. And then you've got a whole deluxe edition because you know they're going to make that money, right? So you've got a steelbook case with the art book, a mini soundtrack CD, a chocobo chick for a pre-order bonus. Don't know what that looks like, and it includes bonus summon materia DLC. Cactar. Don't make us pay for things. Let us find it in the game, please. And then PS4, I'm going to have to purchase one. Still don't have one because I suck. Well, that is the E3 presentation for Final Fantasy VII. Overall, completely pleased. In fact, I I would be hard pressed to find a thing that I dislike. The only thing I'm questioning now is, will the first episode come out 03/03/2020? The rumor is, I don't know if it's been confirmed, that like whether it's 2 or 3 episodes, that they're going to be like full-length games, 25 hours worth of content. All right. But if they do all of Midgar in the first disc, if they're only doing 2, Midgar in the first disc, they're going to have to very simplify the rest of the game if they're getting it all into a second disc. But if we go 3 different episodes, and by disc, you know what I mean. But if we go 3 episodes, I think they could probably get it all. It's not going to be all. I really highly doubt it's going to be all. But I don't know. We'll see. I still am hesitant to fully believe that 03/03/2020 I'm going to be playing the first episode. But if I am, I cannot tell you how excited I am to revisit my favorite game of all time in a fresh new way. I'm super excited. Thanks for hanging out. If you want more content like this, I'm a part of a podcast, Retro Gaming Podcast, where we play one old game, a new old game every single week, and then we talk about it. So we're 3.5 years in, New Game Plus. You can check us out at ngppodcast.com. Until then, go play some of the old Final Fantasy VII and just let the memories flood back in. See you guys.